Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar. Today we will be speaking on online marketing strategies for boutique hotel. Let me take this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker today, Nathalie. Nathalie has started her career in the banking industry with working in marketing and communications for global banking institutions like JP Morgan Chase, Societe Generale in London and Dubai respectively. After turning a freelancer, Nathalie continued to work for clients in Middle East, UK and Italy, helping organizations improve their strategic marketing initiatives as well. Her move to Italy was what sparked her passion for hospitality and boutique hotels. Since 2008, Nathalie has visited and reviewed numerous boutique hotels around the world and has since set up a marketing consultancy dedicated to the hospitality and service industries. Her work in the hotel sector allows her to collaborate with clients such as OTAs to deliver story-led content for their hotel inventories, as well as acting as a hotel reviewer and a judge for boutique hotel awards. Nathalie also writes a numerous of online and print publications including Boutique Hotel News, a Global Citizen, and her own travel site perfectboutiquehotel.com. Nathalie is a chartered marketer for the Chartered Institute of Marketing, UK, and MBA Associate in International Hospitality and Service Industry Management at the Glion Institute of Higher Education, Switzerland. Welcome, Nathalie. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I am. Very much for the introduction. Hello, my name is Nathalie. I'm delighted to be presenting this webinar in collaboration with Hotelogix. Hotelogix is a cloud-based hospitality technology solution built to seamlessly manage hotels, resorts, service departments and multi-location hotel chains. They have a wide global coverage. They're in over 75 countries, including the USA, UK, Mexico and Spain, and many more other countries in Asia. Right, now down to the presentation. I'm going to be talking about a few things. First of all, the OTA conundrum, a little bit to highlight the challenges that hoteliers are currently facing when using OTAs as part of their online distribution and marketing strategy. And from that, how a 5-step plan on how to improve your online bookings coming directly to your site, so how to work with OTAs, but as well as building up a good amount of number of bookings coming directly to your site. And the 5 steps that we're going to cover is how you will discuss booking engines, owning your own channel, creating your niche, how to be good looking, and how to be creative with your content. So let's begin. The OTA conundrum. So the facts are pretty clear and simple. Online travel agents are taking everyone's lunch and also their dinner, apparently charging pretty high commissions, and they've become pretty good in the whole hotel distribution game. So let's try to understand why they've become so successful. One of the main reasons why customers go to OTAs is because the whole booking process and research process as well is simple. OTAs simplify things and customers get access to choice. Let's take Booking.com as an example, which, by the way, reached 500,000 hotels in their inventory at the beginning of this month. Now, that's a lot of hotels around the world. So why is it so popular? They've got nice, clear ratings, for example. They've got stars, text, numbers. It's, to be quite honest, idiot-proof. You've got discount messages showing up, thumbs up symbols. It also shows who's looking at the hotel at any given time. So it's a very, very user-friendly website which gives customers the opportunity to search hotels around the world and to make the booking in the shortest possible time. So this reliance on OTAs, or I would say this love-hate relationship. And I think this caption defines this love-hate relationship very well. Hotels cannot live without OTAs, and they cannot live with them. Isn't that so true and profound? Since there is no escaping the need for OTAs, it's, in my opinion, the obvious choice is to use them to your advantage. The biggest choice that works for third-party distribution channels is the fact that most of them are effective in reaching out to customers, as they have the budgets to aggressively compete on Google AdWords. And they especially like to bid on hotel names. Now, I know many of you hoteliers hate it when they do that, but they also have the resources to spread out far and wide to countries that hoteliers may find difficult to penetrate. These OTAs have departments with resources that search trends, hashtags, what are the popular destinations, where are they going, what type of customers are going where. They have the budget, they have the resources, and they have the time to be able to do that. Any small independent hotel would find that nearly impossible to do without not focusing on it properly and forgetting about to do the job that they're supposed to do, which is run a hotel. So, and along with that, third-party channels and other travel intermediaries are also quick to adopt emerging opportunities, so they're able to stay ahead in the market. So while OTAs may be one of your least profitable distribution channels, what they do offer you is visibility and exposure now, like no other platform. This is what we call the billboard effect. Now, a study was done with Cornell University, and they analyzed a selection of hotels that were listed on Expedia. What they saw actually was that they saw an increase in reservations, these hotels, from their own distribution channels that was not through Expedia, meaning that the theory behind this billboard phenomenon is that the would-be guests, what they would do is they would gain information about the hotel from its OTA listing, but then would book the room through a channel controlled by the hotel or its chain family. So hotels shouldn't necessarily hate OTAs. They should use them as a business partner in a way that can drive guests through to their hotel listing on the OTA, but use them in a way that if they come through an OTA, and if you develop that relationship with those guests, you can get them to book directly with you in the future. And it's a wonderful way to get exposure of your hotel across a global reach without you having to necessarily fork out the money in real terms in terms of what it would cost you to do that if you were doing that on your own. So how can a hotel improve online bookings in the sense of driving bookings directly to your website? Investing time and resources in your own website, regardless of how small you are, will be the best investment you've ever made. As I mentioned before, OTAs are popular because they offer simplicity. A hotel cannot offer choice in that respect, but what you can offer is simplicity. So the first point that I want to talk about is the booking engine. There's a fine line between attracting a customer to your website, which I'm going to talk about later, and then making them book. A booking engine is capable of incorporating all the room details and allows you to upsell your value-added services. So your value-added services are what's crucial to winning that direct booking. So just some simple tips on how to get that direct booking is, number one, make sure that your rooms are clearly described in simple form. Not too much clutter, and don't use too much words to describe your rooms. Don't also forget to add the size of the room. Also having a good selection of photography of the rooms and that show realistically how they look like really help to decide what type of room category the customer would like to book. There are a whole range of booking engines that you can use, including the one of Hotelogix actually, that can be easily applied to your website as a widget. So they range from being free to charging a small amount per booking, and it's nothing compared to the commission that you would pay for a booking via an OTA. So I would definitely advise you to invest in one, and that offers a simple and quick way to book, whilst having the flexibility to be able to also showcase the rooms in the most presentable and attractive way. While we're on the point of booking engines, another way that you can add a booking engine now is through Facebook. So hotels that are using Facebook as a social media strategy in engaging with customers would find this very, very beneficial. It would appear as a small booking engine on your page, so people looking on your Facebook page will see that they can also book through there. So I think it's an added bonus to have something like that. A recent survey was done of 400 hoteliers, and 48% of them said that they had a booking engine on their Facebook page. So it is becoming very popular, although numbers of conversion have not been publicly publicized yet. So we don't know how effective it is in actual booking conversion, but I think if it's available to you, there's no harm in putting it there, because you never know what you could get from that channel. Owning your own channel. When it comes to pricing, don't succumb to the bullying of pricing when it comes to room rates. Whatever rates that you put on your OTA channels, make sure that your rates are equally appealing on your own website. And along with that, don't forget to upsell or add value-adding services. And what I mean by value-added, it's adding deals or offers that you wouldn't necessarily have on your OTA, which makes your own direct booking channel more appealing to the customer. Take a recent survey, actually, when I talk about value-added services, a recent survey that was conducted, and out of 2,500 respondents, it showed that 45% of them agreed that in-room perks would be something that would convince them to book directly. And what that was a free room service meal. Now, Napa River Inn in California didn't do an in-room offer, but what they did is they ran a free dinner offer in their restaurant. So what they did is they had a pop-up when you visited their website, and that deal wouldn't be on their OTA channel, but only on their own direct channel. So this in many ways would be seen to be more appealing to a customer when booking. And this is just one of many type of incentives that you can include on your own website. And just to name a few are like room upgrades, a free minibar, restaurant gift cards, or even free tickets to a local attraction. TripConnect, if many of you haven't heard of it yet, it's part of TripAdvisor, and it's surely another chance to entice travelers to come back to your site rather than to an OTA. So TripConnect is a new special website where you can place bids on TripAdvisor auctions. This could be a webinar in itself in terms of how to use TripConnect, but I just wanted to allude to this opportunity. So it's a website do-it-yourself service for buying traffic to your own property's reservation system. So it's just like a cost per click model. You'll be charged for the amount that you bid for each click your property website receives. So theoretically, it is possible to even outbid your own OTAs and have your listing appear first in the results. So There is obviously a small investment required, and you can be in control in terms of how much you spend, but ultimately it's traffic that goes directly to your site, and again can be significantly less in terms of the investment compared to the commissions that you would pay via your OTAs. Creating your own niche. As a marketing expert, when I help small hotels around the world, sometimes they come to me and say, oh, we need to increase our sales. But what I do is I try and go back a few steps. I say, okay, hold on a second. You want to improve your social media. You want sales coming in. And there's many demands that the hotels make. But the fundamental issue lies in one thing, and that is defining who you are. And many small hotels don't actually do this part of the process before going on to the next steps, and that's what I help hotels out with. So whilst having a booking engine and offering good deals form part of the booking conversion, it's the actual positioning of your hotel product, and what it looks like online that's going to help browsers be attracted to you in the first place. Let me give you this analogy. Take speed dating, for example. You only have a few minutes to understand whether that person sitting in front of you will pass the test. You'll shortlist that person. And one of the things you ask yourself is he or she well groomed? Do they speak well? Do they look attractive to you? If that's a yes, that's a box ticked. Second stage. What is that person saying? Is whatever that person's saying interesting or engaging? If yes, box ticked. What do you do next? Do you arrange a date? Of course. Was that easy? Was it complicated? Did they not have their diary with them? Were they not available for another 2 months? If not, if it was easy as if there was no problems, box ticked. In a way, that's a transaction completed, just like a hotel booking. If any of those steps was no, or if it took longer to get to that formal date night, it's not going to happen at all. So being interested and engaging to your audience is what will make you different from the rest of the competition. This is an example of a positioning exercise that I did for a hotel in Bali, a 5-star luxury boutique hotel in Kuta. And these were the positioning statements through all the rigorous research that I did in terms of the landscape in Bali, in Indonesia, and within the hotel I came up with these 3 positioning statements. And from those 3 positioning statements, this is where you can start implementing or strategizing how you're going to market yourself. If you don't know how you're going to market yourself, you just become confused. So now I know with this hotel that I can use social media strategy, I can use video, I can use any engaging ways to communicate with customers based on the culinary expertise, the private beach that they have, which is actually quite rare in Bali, and also to promote culture and authenticity, which is not necessarily done in Kuta, which is mostly a surfers' destination. So my advice here would be for any hotel to note down the unique characteristics of your hotel that make you different from your competition. In this example, again, of this hotel, these were the positioning attributes that allowed me to get to the next level. And once that's defined, you can now, with regards to the website, start to look about how you can make your website design fit with your differentiating characteristics. How to be good looking. Just like the speed dating, if that person in front of you is not attractive to you, you're just going to say no. It's the same thing when browsers are looking on the web. If a hotel website looks ugly, they're going to move on to the next one. So creating and building an attractive website will create attention. And when it comes to costs involved, it's not expensive as you might think. Building websites today have become increasingly more cheaper compared to what they were a few years ago, because there are many ways in which you can build it. Obviously, starting from scratch is going to be for hotels that have the budgets to be able to invest in a full a website from scratch, or there are great templates of WordPress available specifically designed for hotels, which can be used as a foundation design, but then you can add customization to make it your own. So this is something that can definitely be done on a low budget, but however, I would definitely make sure that you use a web designer that is experienced in WordPress, for example, and customization, and someone that's professional that can help execute your website effectively. One of the things that's going to add to the attractiveness of your website is photography. I can't emphasize and advise highly enough in terms of photography and how much you should invest in it. I don't know how many hoteliers realize that high quality, up-to-date, professionally taken photography gives them an advantage which is going to result in being selected over a competitor hotel. Studies carried out actually have shown that photo gallery sections of a website receive an average of over 97% of clicks by visitors who book online. It's the subconscious emotions that are considered to be the second most powerful factor after word of mouth and third-party suggestions that in persuasive advertising, and they play a major role in influencing hotel guests in their decision process. These are some photos that were taken for a hotel in Paris, Pavillon de la Reine. It's in the Marais district of Paris, and I got a photographer. I engaged with the photographer to take pictures of the location. And that's the mistake that many hotels do. They just focus on their hotel. And I would say don't just show what you have in the hotel, show the location. Because the new creative class of travelers that are emerging now want experiences when they travel. So you want to excite them with a photography that reveals, gives them a teaser to where the hotel is located. With this photographer that I engaged, I wanted him to, the brief that I gave to him was to create a retrospective feeling of Paris. And that's what Paris is so famous and renowned for. So I asked him to put some black and white, to do some black and white shots, and to look at retrospective features of Paris, like the old Citroën. He found an old Citroën truck that was by the hotel. He saw the coordinates. He saw someone with a striking suit smoking a cigarette. And when you convert them to black and white, it just looked very, very, very attractive. And that's what's going to create emotion in your website. So something can look pretty, but it also has to evoke emotion, and that's what photography can definitely do. So definitely do not cheat with stock photography, because it's very obvious and it will be very visible to any customer looking on your website. So whilst you may be good looking and evoke emotion, you also have to be visible, because the computer, the laptop, the desktop computer isn't the only way that customers now book hotels on. By 2017, 87% of connected device sales would be through smartphones and tablets. And this is a statement made by Forbes. So what does this tell us? It means that you need to be mobile responsive. Mobile optimization is a critical aspect of today's, for any hotel's digital marketing strategy. According to Google, 25% of travel bookings by leisure travelers were made on a smartphone and 27% were made on a tablet. These are huge numbers. And those users using smartphones and tablets, they're ready to buy now. They want to book straight away. By the end of this year, mobile travel bookings are projected to exceed over $8 billion. I mean, that's a huge amount of bookings. So, while being mobile responsive is very important, you need to be mobile responsive on all of them simultaneously. So that's your computer, your mobile, and your tablet. Why? Because sequential screening is a term used now whereby what customers do now, they use multiple devices to make their bookings. So they'll go on their mobile, they'll go on their tablet, and they'll go on their computer at the same time to accomplish a task. Now this diagram here is not necessarily just about making travel bookings, it's how customers shop online. So it's applicable also to travel. So 90% use multiple screens sequentially to accomplish a task over time. Now, if you're not on any of those devices, people are just going to skip you and move on. So the recommendation here is to have a website that's responsive on your laptop, on a laptop computer, the smartphone device, and tablets, and that will help you massively in increasing the potential of direct bookings. Being creative with your content. Again, this is another webinar in itself in terms of content strategy, in terms of increasing your searchability on search engines. A lot has been talked about blogs and how that helps, but what I want to talk about specifically is video. They said that content, the blogs was the king of content. I would say now video is the new king of content. With 700 YouTube links being shared on Twitter every minute, video is fast becoming one of the most shared media types. Just a couple of infographics that I've pulled from a website called Leonardo. Video has a viral reach of 77% on Facebook. So again, hotels that are using Facebook as a social media tool, that's massive if you have video on there. And another one, people remember 50% more from a video compared to 22% with written content. It's the same when you watch films. You remember tons of things that you see in a film. You remember the famous scene in Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, I'm the king of the world. Who doesn't remember that? That's why video is so important. It also has so many uses. You can use it as, you can syndicate it on social media, you can use it in trade shows, you can use it on your website, you can even promote the videos on screen in the hotels. It's a very, very versatile marketing tool. And in fact, last year, 81% of online travel bookers consulted videos before purchasing products. So this is all fair and well to do video, but I'm sure many hoteliers are going to ask, how can I do it and how can I afford it? Well, actually, making video now is very, very economical. And you don't need to be an expert either. You can make video on a budget, and just to prove to you, when I was in Bali back in June, I decided to try it out for myself and see how I could use video in an engaging way. So this is one that I did earlier. I used a Canon G12 and I filmed the chef creating two signature dishes that he was going to add to the menu of their restaurant. And this is what I did. You just create and give more of a 360 appeal to your hotel offering. So we've come to the end of the webinar, and I just want to wrap up everything that I've said and pose some questions to you that you may be thinking about now after watching this webinar. So if your OTA commission spend is impacting your bottom line, if it is, then you're definitely relying too much on OTAs and not taking control of your own distribution channel, your own website channel. So I would start to look in terms of how you can balance that out, and that you should be focusing more time and investment on your own website. Are you trying too hard to be better rather than being different? This is going back to creating your niche and defining your positioning. Sit down and try and understand what is it that makes your hotel so unique, inside and out. It could be the history of the property, it could be an interesting story about yourselves, the owners, the location that you're in. Are you on the top of a sand dune? Are you in the middle of a forest? Are you in the middle of a coconut plantation? Are you in a town that has or in a road that has a significant story? All of these things, think down to that detail, and those are the things that you can help in your communication initiatives online and offline. Would you go on a date with your hotel website? Think of it that way. If your hotel, if the answer is no, it means you have an ugly looking website, and this is definitely not going to be appealing. If it's not appealing to you, it's not going to be appealing to everyone else that finds you, and they're going to easily move on. So if the answer is no to that question, you need to start thinking in terms of how you can make that website more attractive and more good looking. Do you have a booking engine on your website? And if you do, is it simple and easy to use? Remember, OTAs offer simplicity. You can offer it too, and it's not difficult. So make that booking process seamless, easy to understand, so that customers can get that real-time guarantee in a few clicks. Do you have a video on your website or social media channels? If no, start thinking about it. Get a GoPro, get a camera, start playing around and see what comes up. Remember, it doesn't have to be Oscar-winning film. As long as there is a bit of emotional appeal to the video, it's going to be a great marketing tool for you to use. And how much do you value your own website channel? Again, many hoteliers add more value to OTAs than their own website. Start thinking of yourself and start realigning your priorities. OTAs are very important, as I said. They create awareness and they give you the visibility. But ultimately, the priority is your channel. So own it and put investment and time in it. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time. I hope there's been some insightful information for you to take away and for you to use for your own hotels. Thank you very much for listening.